Good afternoon. My name is Juliet Montoya. This is for the Language and Culture course. The topic is teaching culture in an ESL setting. Today we have the teacher
Byron. My name is Byron. Good afternoon, everyone.
and he works at the Centro Cultural Colombo Americano. I have some questions for you about culture. Is okay?
All right, let's go.
All right. The first question is, what do you think about culture?
Well, I think culture, if we relate it to the classroom environment and everything, overall culture is like the identity of a country or the identity of the people that live in space or territory. Okay, so they manifest their beliefs and their traditions and everything
Mhm.
through culture. So that all sums up culture in a
Okay.
way.
What is the influence of culture in the process of a foreign language process?
Well, what I think about that is, what I tell my students sometimes is that if whenever they're interested in learning a new culture, their first thing or their first step to do is to learn about the culture of of that country or
Mhm.
the culture that represents the language. For example, students interested in learning Japanese, well, the first thing they should do is to understand the Japanese culture, okay? Though otherwise they're not going to be able to understand Japanese in the long run.
Mhm. And how do you involve culture in the strategies you use in your English classes? Give real examples.
I mean, one of the ways that I do, because this is a very Colombian environment, so students are mostly, I mean, they're not really ESL students, they're EFL students. So what I try to do a lot, or what we try to do a lot here is we try to create the context. So we try to create a context in the activities we do. So we develop activities in which they have to use the language. So I'll give you an example, like they pretend to be in an American environment or in English speaking environment. So they have to use the language according to certain situations, okay, as or in a way the Americans or anyone who speak English or depending on the culture we want to target that they would do it.
Okay. So like meaningful activities.
It would be like meaningful, engaging activities, more realistic activities, so you can actually go to what we call authentic language, okay, in a way. All right.
Okay, perfect. Well, what do you consider are the most important elements to success in the second language learning?
Dedication.
Yes.
All right. Yes, that dedication. But is it for a student or for a teacher? Like for me, trying to succeed, try to
No, no,
succeed.
for students.
All right. Well, this goes back to the first one of the first questions that we answer is they have to like emerge in the culture. They have to they don't have to deeply emerge, but they don't have to have the physical content, but at least they can read about it. They can understand.
Mhm.
And for example, knowing that just a quick example, we know that in different parts of the state, soda it's called soda. In other parts, it's called pop. All right. So they those little things, like understanding that probably in some context, soda might be a good thing, pop might be a good thing, but the other way around, it could be like in a very unusual way to call something. All right.
Mhm.
So understanding these little details.
Okay. Do you think that it is necessary proper training to teach culture and why? So
Well,
like for teachers, do they need proper training?
uh, Well, in part they need training, in part they need to read a lot. Okay, if I'm a teacher and I'm trying to teach certain about certain culture, well, like I said before, I don't have to necessarily go there. I mean, it would be of great advantage if if I had the chance. But what I think is that as long as I read, as long as I keep myself informed, about the culture, then I can actually transmit that. Okay. And now English is a very simple language to teach. I mean, you have
Mm-hmm.
English, every day, 24/7 on TV, on the radio. So you pretty much kind of know you get in contact with the culture.
Yes.
Okay, so you kind of like can like tell students or guide students in that path. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that is only the training. Yes, is necessary. Training is necessary as far as educating teachers, giving them the tools, proper tools to go over culture. Okay. But it also depends a lot on you and what you do as getting cultural literate. Okay.
Okay. Why is the greatest amount on time and energy is still directed to the grammatical and lexical aspects of language instead of culture?
Boy, I think it's laziness, all right?
Laziness.
It might be laziness, but I think it's just that we are in this bubble, we're in this comfort zone. We're teaching grammar from a very like what you said was a very
Lexical.
traditional way.
Traditional,
Okay. Yes,
yes. Uh-huh.
it's easier. I mean, the tendency is
Mhm.
easier. You just write a bunch of grammatical rules on the board, and it has to just follow that grammar rules, and it becomes easy. Whereas teaching culture implies more things, like going deeper
To
in the
investigate.
aspect of teaching to investigate.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot of preaching on do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this. But the reason why we go back and we fail is because we feel comfortable in this bubble. This is our comfort zone. It's easier to teach like this. So that's why I think that's kind of like makes a difference.
Okay. Well, that's it for today.
Well, thank you for your
Thank you.
time.
No, thank you so
Okay,
much.
and thank you.
Bye bye.